In the heart of the venerable city of Elm's Watch, where cobbled streets glisten under the twilight glow of fireflies, the marketplace hums with the murmurs of evening commerce. Stalls display exotic spices, shimmering silks, and dusty tomes from far-flung lands. The scent of roasted chestnuts and spiced mead wafts through the cool autumnal air, blending with the chatter of merchants inviting passers-by to sample their wares. But tonight, a particular stall draws an unusual crowd, not for the goods it offers, but for the story it promises. An aged soothsayer, draped in tattered robes adorned with the sigils of forgotten deities, speaks of an ancient scroll uncovered from the ruins of Elarion, a fabled city shrouded in myth and lost to history's embrace. The scroll, he claims, outlines the path to a power long dormant, imbued within a relic that could alter the fate of the world. As his gravelly voice carries on the evening breeze, you find yourself drawn closer, compelled by a force beyond mere curiosity. The soothsayer's eyes, a swirling sea of cataracts and knowledge, meet yours. He nods almost imperceptibly, as if recognizing something in your gaze. A shared destiny, perhaps. "You there," he calls, his voice suddenly clear and piercing as a bell. "Yes, you, an adventurer by trade and spirit. The scroll sings of those like you, seekers of truth and bearers of change. Will you not heed its call?" The crowd parts as you step forward, every eye upon you, and the weight of the moment hanging heavy in the air. The soothsayer extends a gnarled hand, his fingers curled around a parchment sealed with crimson wax. The sigil, pressed into the wax, is unfamiliar, but primal, evoking a sense of ancient majesty and foreboding. "Take it," he urges softly, the timbre of his voice a low rumble. "Your path begins in the Vale of Nyx, where shadows speak and echoes have their own life. Find the relic, claim its power, and remember, not all that is hidden is meant to be found." And just like that, you are entwined in a quest that promises both peril and glory. The scroll's promise is a beacon, a thread pulling you forward into the mysterious Vale of Nyx, a place spoken of in hushed tones and guarded by legends of spectral guardians and clandestine magic. The night is still as you make your preparations, your senses attuned to the flickering lights and distant howling of the wind. You feel the scroll's weight in your satchel, a constant reminder of the task ahead. You must travel beyond the known boundaries of Elm's Watch, into the dense, uncharted forests, where the Vale awaits with its secrets and shadows. Your journey begins at dawn, when the world is draped in colors of burning ochre and gold. The path winds through verdant glades and mist-laden hollows, the air rich with the scent of moss and damp earth. Each step is a choice, each breath an intake of the world's ancient memory. As you forge ahead, the trees begin to change, their trunks thickening, and their leaves taking on hues of emerald and black. The air grows cooler and carries an eerie whisper, a language beyond your comprehension, yet unsettlingly familiar. You sense the presence of eyes watching from the shadows, elusive, curious. Eventually, you stand at the threshold of the Vale of Nyx, a natural archway formed by two ancient oaks, twisted together by time. Here, the light dims, swallowed by the Vale's enigmatic embrace. The scroll pulses with an uncanny warmth, guiding you forward. With a deep breath, you pass beneath the archway and into the realm of shadows. The forest closes around you, its sounds muted, the air thick with anticipation and the scent of magic. Your heart quickens, and your hand instinctively finds the hilt of your weapon. In this place of mystery, Every rustle and whisper holds significance, every shadow a potential threat. Yet the path ahead is clear, a narrow trail bathed in the pale luminescence of odd, bioluminescent fungi clinging to the roots and branches. As you delve deeper, you encounter remnants of a civilization long gone. Crumbling pillars adorned with faded glyphs, fountains now dry and choked with vines, and statues worn featureless by time. Each ruin tells a fragmentary tale of Elarion's glory, a civilization consumed by its own secrets. You come upon a clearing where the air is thick with the scent of lavender and ash, the remnants of a long-extinguished fire circle. Here, the scroll hums with energy, drawing your attention to a stone pedestal in its center. Upon the pedestal sits an ornate box of wrought iron, etched with the same sigil as the scroll's sealing wax. The box thrums with a palpable energy, the hint of something powerful and unnerving contained within. As you reach for it, a voice echoes around the clearing, melodic yet stern, a guardian's voice. Beware, Seeker. What you hold is both boon and bane. To claim this power is to invite change, irrevocable and profound. Do you understand what you seek? You hesitate, the gravity of choice pressing upon you. This moment is pivotal, the first step on a path that could lead to salvation or ruin. The voice in the clearing is but one of many warnings you will face, and the stakes are far greater than they seem. With resolve, you lift the box from the pedestal, feeling the thrumming energy resonate through your being. This is no mere artifact. It is a catalyst of destiny, its outcome shaped by the choices you will make. And so, you take your leave of the clearing, the weight of the veil of Nyx at your back, and the path of discovery ahead. The wilderness whispers its secrets, but it is you who must decide which truths to heed and which to unravel. The echoes of Elarion whisper through the forest, and in their wake, you stride forward into the heart of mystery. Your shadows and light dance in eternal waltz. To uncover the relic's power, you must first understand its purpose, a journey that promises both peril and revelation. The shadows yield to no one, yet invite those willing to walk their path with courage and wisdom. Heart. The forest opens abruptly into a vast expanse of moonlit ruins, a testament to the grandeur of a bygone era. Massive stone structures, now overtaken by nature's relentless embrace, loom like titans frozen in time. The air is tinged with an ancient coldness, every breath visible in the chill, as if the very atmosphere acknowledges the solemnity of this sacred ground. Your path winds through these hushed monuments, the relic in your possession seeming to pulse in rhythm with the unseen heart of Elarion itself. The faint luminescence of moss-covered stones casts eerie shadows that play tricks on the senses, weaving patterns of light and dark across the broken paths. Ahead, a formidable structure beckons, a temple, its once majestic columns now bowing under centuries of silence. This is the Labyrinth of Whispers, spoken of in legend, as a place where the echoes of Elarion's fate still linger. The scroll tucked in your satchel thrums insistently, urging you forward with a persistence that echoes in your mind as a challenge, a dare. As you step into the temple's yawning entrance, the temperature drops further, and the scent of dust and time permeates the air. The corridors are adorned with intricate carvings, depictions of celestial bodies, mythical creatures, and scenes of an empire at its zenith. The craftsmanship is stunning, yet unsettling. The eyes of the figures seem to follow your every move. The labyrinth stretches into the bowels of the earth, a network of corridors and chambers winding deeper. Each turn and fork, a calculated decision. The relic you carry seems attuned to this place, vibrating softly as if guiding you towards a specific destination, hidden within the maze. The sound of your footsteps is amplified against the stone, a metronome of progress and trepidation. You pause, ears straining against the oppressive silence, and hear it, a distant, melancholic melody echoing through the halls. The notes weave through the air, like a siren's call, drawing you towards its source. You follow the song, navigating the labyrinth, with a blend of intuition and the relic's subtle guidance. The melody seems to grow in clarity, an ethereal voice, singing in a language that touches the edges of memory, familiar, yet just out of reach. Eventually, you arrive at a grand chamber where the walls are covered in glyphs that shimmer faintly in the ambient light. At the center stands a grand altar, carved from black obsidian and adorned with intricate symbols of power and protection. Hovering above it is a translucent figure, the source of the music, a spectral guardian, her features regal and fierce, yet softened by an air of tragic loneliness. "You who carry the relic," she intones, her voice harmonizing with the melody that fills the chamber. "Know this, you tread upon the remnants of a world brought low by its own hubris. The power you seek is a double-edged sword." The relic in your possession begins to glow, casting a soft, golden light across the chamber. You feel its warmth, its urgency, beckoning you to the altar, urging you to unlock the mysteries etched into its surfaces. The spectral figure watches you, her gaze steady and solemn. Before you may claim the relic's true power, a choice must be made, a sacrifice for knowledge, a pledge of intent. Will you bind yourself to this path, knowing the cost that it demands? You are presented with a conundrum, the weight of destiny sitting upon your shoulders. To refuse would be to walk away from the power that could shape the future, but to accept means venturing further into the unknown, the stakes as high as the potential for triumph or disaster. In this moment of decision, another sound emerges, a distant rumbling, like the heartbeat of the earth itself. The ground trembles beneath you, the temple responding to the energies unleashed by your presence and intent. The choice is pressed upon you, immediate and irrevocable. You take a step closer to the altar, your resolve tested beneath the gaze of the spectral guardian and the ancient magic that pulses like a living entity around you. The moment stretches, the weight of the world poised in the balance of your decision. And as your hand reaches towards the altar, the labyrinth itself seems to breathe, the shadows deepening, the glyphs brightening, and the very air poised on the precipice of transformation. The relic pulses with energy, a heartbeat that syncs with your own, as you move to claim your fate. At that moment, a creeping realization unfurls within you. A presence, neither friend nor foe, feels closer now, like a waiting predator lurking in the lightless corners of this forgotten place. The air grows thick with anticipation, the labyrinth alive with the promise of discovery and danger, as you stand upon the brink of your journey's next act. Heart with the decision made, your fingers brush the obsidian altar. Instantly, a surge of power courses through you, a torrent of energy that seems to echo with the voices of Elarion's past. The glyphs flare to life, their light consuming the chamber in brilliant white before dimming to a soft glow. You feel a bond form between you and the relic, an ancient contract sealed in the whispers of the labyrinth. The spectral guardian, her form more defined now, watches with a serene expression tinged with sorrow. "The path you have chosen is fraught with peril," she says, her voice a soft lament. "Beware the consequences of wielding such power. Shadows stir, and ancient eyes are opening." As if in response to her warning, the ground beneath you trembles violently. The melody that once filled the chamber distorts into a cacophony of dissonant echoes, as if the labyrinth itself rebels against this awakening. The spectral guardian's image flickers, her form unraveling into wisps of ethereal mist. "Seek the heart of Elarion," she advises with a final, fading whisper, "and beware the darkness that follows." With those parting words, the chamber shudders, and deep cracks snake across the floor, radiating from the altar. The air hums with an ominous energy, thick and charged with the scent of ozone. You sense the walls closing in, the shadows gaining substance and intent, fighting against the rising panic. You retreat from the altar as the labyrinth around you seems to draw breath, the corridors shifting and altering their paths. The relic in your possession now acts as both guide and shield, its presence a beacon in the encroaching chaos. You navigate the twisting halls with urgency, each step echoing with the distant rumblings of the temple's agitation. The walls pulse with a dull luminescence, casting your shadow in stark relief against the stone. The air grows colder, a biting chill that burns with the promise of ice and isolation. Ahead, you spy a passage that leads upward, its incline suggesting an exit from the labyrinth's oppressive depths. You press on, driven by instinct and the unwavering thrum of the relic guiding you through the turmoil. The path twists ever upward, the incline steep and the footing treacherous. As you near the end of the passage, a new sound reaches your ears, a rhythmic chanting, low and menacing, echoing through the stone tunnels. With each step, the chant grows louder, an incantation that sends a chill racing up your spine. You sense the presence of others, unseen but unmistakably near, their intentions shrouded in mystery. The passage opens into a vast courtyard, the center dominated by an ancient, ruined sanctuary. Moonlight spills through open arches, casting the scene in a spectral glow. Vines and roots intertwine around broken pillars, nature reclaiming what once was sacred ground. Here, the chanting is clear, a circle of robed figures standing at the sanctuary's heart, their faces obscured by deep hoods. They are arranged around a broken obelisk, etched with the sigils of Elarion, their voices weaving a tapestry of magic and dread. You feel the weight of their presence, a palpable force that tugs at the very fabric of reality, and you know instinctively that they seek to claim the same power that now pulses at your side. The choice lies before you. Confront these figures and risk the wrath of unknown magic, or find another path to pursue the heart of Elarion's legacy. As you hesitate, the chanting swells to a crescendo, the air vibrating with anticipation, and you realize that the balance of the world may hinge on the actions you now take. In the moonlit ruin of the sanctuary, your every sense is heightened, the night alive with possibilities both dire and wondrous. The relic in your grasp pulses with warmth, its glow casting an aura around you that counters the shadows creeping from the obelisk. The stakes have never been higher, and the path forward is yours to decide. Before you can act, one of the figures raises a hand, their chant ceasing abruptly as they turn towards you, a gesture as much a challenge as an acknowledgement. "You dare to tread where the ancients fell?" the voice calls, deep and resonant. The night hangs poised on a knife's edge, silence descending like a shroud. The decision you make now will echo through the halls of history, setting the course for what is to come. In this shattered sanctuary, you stand at the crossroads of destiny, The relic's power, a promise and a peril, intertwined. Part. The air in the courtyard is taut with expectation. The robed figures now silent as their leader steps forward, casting back their hood to reveal a face etched with the wisdom and weariness of ages. Her eyes, sharp and discerning, lock with yours, an unspoken understanding passing between you, a recognition that both stand at the precipice of a defining moment. You carry the relic of Elarion, yet you know not the depths of its reach, she intones. Her voice a melodic blend of caution and curiosity. Join us or stand aside. The choice is yours, but the path will not wait. Before you can respond, the earth beneath rumbles once more, a reminder of the power swirling within this sacred terrain. The relic in your possession grows hot, its urgency now a clamor in your mind, pushing you towards a decision you cannot ignore. Drawing on the well of courage within, you raise your voice to meet hers. I seek the heart of Elarion, where fate and choice converge. If our paths align, let it be through understanding, not force. A ripple of surprise passes through the circle, the robed figures murmuring among themselves. The leader nods slowly, acknowledging the sincerity of your intent. Then let us see where this journey leads. The path forward lies within the sanctuary, where all threads of fate converge. With a wave of her hand, she gestures towards the entrance of the sanctuary, its threshold bathed in the ethereal glow of moonlight. As you approach, the others fall in step behind you, their presence a silent agreement to explore this mystery together. Within the sanctuary, the air is cool, the silence profound, save for the distant echoes of the relic's hum. The interior is a cavernous expanse, its walls lined with murals, depicting the rise and fall of Elarion. Shadows play across scenes of triumph and despair, a reflection of the choices made by those who came before. At the chamber's center, a great dais rises from the stone floor, its surface inscribed with runes that pulse with a life of their own. Here, the relic in your grasp responds with a flare of light, a beacon calling to the very heart of the world. The leader steps forward, her gaze fixed on the dais. This is the convergence point, where the power of Elarion lies dormant. To awaken it is to invite change upon the world, a delicate balance that requires wisdom and restraint. As she speaks, the air shifts, growing thick with anticipation. The relic's glow intensifies, casting a halo of light that dances across the runes, each one flaring in response to its energy. The chamber seems to breathe, expanding and contracting with the rhythm of the relic's pulse. Together, you and the robed figures form a circle around the dais, your collective focus drawn to the task at hand. The leader extends her arms, her voice rising in a chant that blends with the relic's hum, a harmony of old magic and new possibility. You feel the power building, a crescendo that swells within you, connecting each person in the room to the ancient dance of creation and destruction. The chamber vibrates with an energy that defies description, a symphony of light and sound that pierces the veil between worlds. As the chant reaches its peak, a vision unfolds before you, images of Elarion in its heyday, a vibrant city of wonder and innovation, followed by scenes of its downfall, consumed by ambition and hubris. The weight of history bears down on you, the choices of the past echoing into the present. The relic, now fully awakened, reveals its true form, a crystalline heart, its facets shimmering with the potential of untold futures. The leader turns to you, her expression one of solemn understanding. This is the heart of Elarion, she whispers, a gift and a burden. It is yours to wield, if you have the courage to bear its truths. The moment stretches, the air alive with possibility, as you reach towards the crystalline heart, your fingers brushing its surface. The visions intensify, and you see not only the past, but glimpses of what could be, a world reborn through balance and harmony, or shattered by greed and conflict. You stand at the brink of a decision that will shape the course of history, the chamber holding its breath in anticipation. The power is yours, the burden is yours, and the future awaits your choice. As your hand closes around the heart, the ground shudders with newfound energy, the murals on the walls shifting, alive with the stories of a world in flux. The sanctuary trembles, the echoes of the past whispering their guidance as you prepare to usher in the dawn of a new era. In this sacred space, where destiny and desire intersect, the path forward is yours to carve, each step a testament to the courage it takes to face the unknown. The convergence is at hand, and the world holds its breath. Part. With the crystalline heart pulsating in your grasp, a resonance begins to fill the sanctuary, a harmony of power and purpose that echoes through the very bones of the ancient structure. The robed figures around you stand in silent vigil, their expressions unwavering, as if the weight of this moment is felt as deeply by them as by you. The air crackles with potential, the chamber itself shimmering as if on the verge of awakening. The crystalline heart glows brighter, casting kaleidoscopic patterns that dance across the stone walls, breathing life into the age-old murals. The figures depicted there seem to move, enacting scenes of Elarion's bygone splendor and its subsequent fall, their silent drama a testament to the cyclical nature of history. As you stand at the center of this unfolding saga, you feel the eyes of the sanctuary upon you, those of the leaders, the ancients, and the city that once was. The realization dawns that you are not merely a witness to this moment, but an active participant in the forging of its path. With a deep breath, you focus your intent, reaching deep within to align your will with that of the heart. The path forward demands clarity, purpose, and an unwavering commitment to forge a future built on the lessons of the past. Suddenly, a tremor splits the air, a fracture in the harmony, as a dark presence unfurls from the shadows. It is a living shadow, a sentinel of the past, awoken by the stirring of the heart. A guardian, or perhaps a scourge. Its form is vague, a swirling mass of dark tendrils and ominous eyes that gleam with malevolent intelligence. The robed leader's voice rings out, a rallying cry against the encroaching darkness. This is the echo of Elarion's descent, a force that seeks to unbalance the scales. Stand firm, for we must guard the heart against its corruption. As the echo advances, the atmosphere thickens with dread, its presence a void pulling at the edges of light and hope. You can feel the heart's reaction, a tremor of unease that mirrors your own. Here, in the crucible of decision, the true test unfolds. With the power of the heart at your disposal, you must act swiftly. The echo is relentless, its tendrils reaching for the dais with an insidious grace, threatening to envelop the light with shadow. The robed figures maintain their formation, their chants rising once more, weaving a protective barrier that flickers like a candle's flame in a storm. You find yourself moving, guided by instinct and the relic's light, your steps carrying you toward the conflux of shadows and luminescence. The heart extends its awareness to you, a vast network of possibilities unfurling in your mind's eye, paths of light and dark, choices that waver like ghosts at the edge of vision. In the midst of this struggle, Your clarity crystallizes. The path is yours to forge. Neither light nor shadow can dictate your steps. With the heart's power surging through you, you step forward, the energy radiating from your form like a beacon of defiance against the encroaching void. You thrust the heart toward the echo, willing the power to manifest in a burst of radiant energy. Light and shadow collide, the air reverberating with the clash of opposing forces. The chamber vibrates with the sound of their battle, a symphony of creation and destruction entwined. The echo recoils, the heart's light driving it back, yet it does not falter. It feeds upon the remnants of Elarion's despair, a manifestation of the challenges that must be faced to claim the future. Its resolve is mighty, but yours is forged of necessity and vision, tempered by the trials endured upon this path. With a final surge of resolve, you channel the heart's essence, infusing the air with a light so pure that it seems to cleanse the very stones. The echo buckles under the onslaught, its form unraveling in a cascade of shadowy wisps, its essence dissolving into the ether from whence it came. The chamber falls silent once more, but calm after the storm. The robed figures lower their hoods, revealing faces lined with relief and respect. The leader acknowledges your victory with a solemn nod. You have done what few could, forging a path through the darkness. The heart recognizes you now as its guardian, and with it, the power to shape what is to come. As the realization settles, the crystalline heart shimmers in your hand, a warm glow that pulses with a newfound harmony. The sanctuary, too, seems to breathe easier, its murals now vibrant with the promise of rebirth. Yet in the quiet aftermath of triumph, a final truth dawns. The power you hold is not a panacea, but a challenge. A call to guide this world not simply to what it desires, but to what it needs. As the leader steps forward to share in the responsibility, you feel the weight of choice, the understanding that this journey, though victorious, is but the beginning. Together, you stand at the heart of Elarion, the cradle of legends, and prepare to step into a future made brighter by the light of choices well made. Yet, even as you revel in this moment, a whisper at the edge of consciousness speaks of trials yet to come, a reminder that shadows and light are eternally entwined. Heart as dawn casts its first light upon the sanctified stones of the sanctuary. The morning mist swirls like a living tapestry through the cracked arches, leaving silvery trails in its wake. The air is crisp, enriched with the scent of dew-laden earth and the promise of renewal. You stand at the nexus of what was and what might be, the crystalline heart in your hand, a testament to your journey and the responsibilities it now entails. The robed figures disperse, their task complete, yet aware that their roles in this unfolding saga are far from over. The leader remains, her presence a guide and a reminder that wisdom must temper power. The heart is stable, she says, her voice a calming presence amid the morning stillness. But stability does not mean permanence. The currents of destiny are ever shifting. Her words weigh on you, the complexities of the heart's power, a tapestry yet untangled. As you reflect, the sanctuary itself seems to pulse with a life of its own, a heartbeat that mirrors the potential unlocked in this place of legends. Together you step beyond the sanctuary's threshold, the landscape unfurling before you in a panorama of lush greens and golden hues. The echoes of Elarion have left their imprint upon the world, but now where desolation once threatened, life fights to reclaim its dominion. Yet beneath the surface of this newfound peace, a disquiet lingers. A subtle tremor courses through the earth, a shiver of foreboding that the eye cannot see, but the soul cannot ignore. The leader senses it too, a shift in the balance, a disturbance born from the heart's awakening. What do you feel, you ask, sensing the same perturbation but unable to name it. Her gaze sharpens, scanning the horizon where shadows gather beneath the swell of distant hills. A rift, she murmurs, her words laced with urgency. A fracture in the veil between worlds. It is the price of summoning such power. The landscape seemed to pulse with this hidden tension, the air thick with anticipation, as if the world held its breath. Your mind races, the reality of your actions crystallizing with an unsettling clarity. The heart's power is a beacon, drawing not only light, but all that lurks beyond, an invitation to forces both known and unimaginable. Action is required, decisive and immediate. A path forward must be forged once more, but this time with eyes wide open to the myriad possibilities and their inherent dangers. As you turn to the leader, the decision forms, a plan born from necessity and the unyielding pull of destiny. Together you make your way towards the hills, each step a whisper of resolve against the rising storm. The land is a quilt of ancient loam and new growth, the flora vibrant, and yet strangely alien in the morning light. The scent of wildflowers mingles with the sharper tang of earth, freshly turned by some unseen force. With each step, the tremor beneath your feet grows, the air humming with an electric tension that prickles the skin. The path rises, a steep ascent that challenges both body and spirit. The sky above a tapestry of swirling clouds and promise. At the crest of the hill, you are met with a sight both awe-inspiring and fearsome. The earth yawns wide in a jagged rift, a scar across the landscape that pulses with an inner light, an interplay of colors both mesmerizing and foreboding. It is a portal, a veritable window into the otherworldly, through which whispers of distant realms drift like tendrils of smoke. Your heart quickens at the sight, the knowledge of what this rift represents thrumming through your veins, a gateway that could unleash chaos or offer salvation, depending on how it is managed. The leader stands beside you, her gaze fixed on the rift, her face a mask of determination. We must seal it, she declares, lest it draw more than we are prepared to face. A balance must be restored, the heart aligned with the fates of this world. The task looms daunting, the rift an uncharted frontier of mystery and magic. Yet, from the very core of your being, a wellspring of resolve rises, a determination to see this through, to wield the heart's power with the wisdom it demands. As you prepare to undertake this formidable quest, the ground quakes anew, the rift responding to your presence with an eerie wail, a sound as ancient as the world itself, and as clamorous as an unsolved mystery. The challenge is set, the course of action clear in the face of the unknown. Together, you and the leader stand poised at the edge of the abyss, ready to confront the truths that lie within. The horizon stretches before you, a tapestry of potential and peril, the future a winding road that disappears into the mists of the unforeseen. And as you steel yourself to face the rift, a shadow passes overhead, a figure silhouetted against the sunlit sky, its wings casting darkness across the land. A new player enters the scene, the implications unknown, but undeniably significant, as the next chapter of your journey begins to unfold. Heart. The figure above spirals downward, its massive wings slicing through the air with the grace and power of a storm-born eagle. As it descends, you catch glimpses of its form, a majestic creature, part dragon, part bird of prey, with scales that glint like molten silver in the burgeoning dawn. Its eyes burn with intelligence, and a fierce curiosity, their gaze fixed upon you as if weighing your worth. The creature lands with a thunderous grace before the rift, its wings folding against its body like sheets of burnished metal. The ground trembles beneath its weight. Yet the power it exudes is not one of malice, but of ancient, steadfast authority. It is a guardian, a sentinel bound to the land's primal forces. With a gaze that could pierce through the very fabric of truth, it speaks, its voice a rumble that echoes across the hills. I am Elyndor, keeper of the veil, guardian of the threshold. You stand upon a precipice of worlds, and it is my charge to ensure the balance remains unbroken. The leader steps forward, her eyes bright with recognition and respect. We seek to seal this rift, to restore the equilibrium disrupted by our actions. Will you lend your aid, Elyndor of the skies? The great creature regards you both with an unblinking stare. The Heart of Elarion is both a key and a lock. Its power can mend the breach, but such an act demands sacrifice, a blending of wills and strength. Are you prepared to offer what is required? The decision hangs heavy in the air, the weight of it palpable. To seal the rift means confronting the unknown, embracing a trial that requires more than mere bravery. It demands unity, not just between you and the leader, but with Elyndor, the guardian of realms. You nod, feeling the heart pulse in your hand, a steady rhythm that matches your resolve. We are prepared, you declare, conviction firm in your voice. Together, we will weave the threads of fate anew. With a nod of approval, Elyndor gestures to the rift, the air shimmering with the potential of untamed magic. Then we shall begin, the guardian intones, spreading its wings wide to gather the ambient energies swirling from the breach. The leader joins you beside the rift, her presence a comforting anchor in the chaos of unfolding power. Together, you form a triad of intent. Elyndor's majestic wings casting a protective arc over you both. The heart responds with an effulgent glow, its light mingling with the energies of the rift. The air vibrates, a tapestry of color and sound woven into a symphony that bridges the chasm between realms. You channel your focus, feeling the power surge through you, a river of light and shadow intertwined. Elyndor's voice rises to a chant, deep and resonant, harmonizing with the leaders as they invoke the ancient words of binding. The rift pulses in response, its jagged edges drawn together like threads in a loom, the gap closing with each resounding note. As the ritual unfolds, you sense the echoes of countless worlds, the possibilities they hold, whispering across your consciousness. The heart's light blazes, a beacon that draws the energies into alignment, casting the shadows aside with its brilliance. Yet, as the rift narrows, a shadow stirs at its heart, a malevolent force, a fragment of undeterred darkness that resists the light's overture. It lashes out, a tendril of pure night, seeking to rend the fabric you strive to mend. In that crucial moment, Elyndor roars, its wings unfurling to shield you, the guardian's presence a bulwark against the encroaching dark. But the darkness is relentless, its intent clear, to consume, to assimilate, to corrupt. The leader gasps, her strength wavering. The strain of the ritual evident. You must act, not only to seal the rift, but to banish this shadow that threatens to unravel your efforts. The heart thrums with urgency, offering a solution, even as the shadow bears down. The choice is clear, a decision forged in the crucible of fate. To channel the heart's essence, to face the darkness head-on, and to trust in the bond forged here between guardian, leader, and you. The path is yours to choose, the future yours to shape, as the balance once more rests on the edge of a blade. With a deep breath, you step forward, embracing the heart's light, ready to confront the shadow and seal the rift. The energies surge, the guardian's chant rising to a crescendo as the decision is made, the air shimmering with potential and purpose. In the heart of this maelstrom, where worlds collide and destinies are forged, you stand resolute, the final act of this journey unfolding before you. The rift beckons, the shadow looms, and the time to act is now.